Welcome everyone to Talented Universe on this 16th day of October 2025 on the NDME Media Network. And first, I would like to say hi to my co-host today, Marcia. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. I love the fall. It's getting ready for see some nice fall colors, and I'm super stoked to be here today to chat live.
Live is fun, isn't it? Or it's not, Marcia? I guess not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you were happy with being live. So, but I would like to introduce, and we were talking off camera before we started, saying neither of us have met too many people with last name Day, so it was like hysterical. But Revel Day, how are you doing, Revel?
I'm doing so great. And just to even get ahead of it, because now we're friends, it's Revel Day.
Oh, it's Revel. I am so sorry.
It's all good.
I should have asked you before. It's Revel.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
I'll try not to make another. I got your last name right, though.
Okay, and that's what matters. You know, as long as you spell it, you can look me up.
That's right. That's I can spell it. It took me a while, but I got it spelled right.
Come on.
The second attempt I did on the graphic, I got things right. So Marcia caught me. So it was like,
Thank you, Marcia.
Good. Yeah, but so I'm going to ask my typical first question. Getting started, you go through those doors, you get on that stage. Did you remember much, or did you semi-black out and not know what the heck was going on?
So, you know, it's funny. I have, with the cast, we all get pretty close. And so we all kind of shared our trauma bond experience being on the stage. And for me, I remember all of it.
Like, really?
I was so present. I've been performing for my life. And so for me, the moment was, it was something worth remembering. You know what I mean? Like you come, and there were so many grounding elements. There's a studio audience that's there when we're doing our performances, and they're so engaged. And there's so many moments that, you know, if it's relevant, we'll get to it. But there are a lot of things that happen in the audience that'll make that a night that I'll never forget.
No, that is true. There is that studio audience, but yeah, we do not hear many people that say they remember everything.
Oh yeah, the whole
thing. Not many.
Beat by beat, it was. I've wanted to be on that stage my whole life. You know, I'm from Los Angeles, so it's a city of performers. I come from a family of performers, and so I had kind of envisioned that opportunity in so many different ways, and so. When I got there, you know, the dream finally kind of came true. And so I definitely made it a point to be as present as I could be.
Well, and that's good. And if you probably did psych yourself up to that. So, hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Did you catch anything extra when you saw it the first time, you know, on TV, or was everything kind of exactly the way you remembered it?
I mean, it was pretty beat for beat. I mean, I was lucky that my wife got to come too, and so I kind of had both sides of that memory. So for the little holes that I did have, where I was like, well, maybe I sucked, or maybe, you know, whatever. She was like, no, you're crazy. Like, it was awesome. So, and it was really sweet. There was a lady. I'll tell the story briefly, anecdotally, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead. No,
there was a lady in the audience right when I walk in, because to your point, right, the door's open. And it's such a surreal experience because you've seen it and you understand it conceptually. But then all of a sudden it's you and they're saying your name and you're walking through the doors, you know. And so I walk out and I kind of look to the audience and the song started and I kind of started singing it. And there was a lady to my right who I think must have just known the song. And as soon as I kind of started singing it, she clutched her chest really tight and she kind of got really choked up in the moment. And she looked at her friend and she was like, oh my God, you know, and it just, if I wasn't grounded before, it grounded me so much. Because all of a sudden it just wasn't an audition. It was just a performance. And it was an opportunity to create a moment for someone. And that's, as artists, that's the dream. That's what we want to do. So it was really great.
So do you think you might have theoretically blacked out that you were at an audition with 4 superstars and you were just there performing? And
100%. I missed and I don't know, with all the angles from camera, I don't know if they caught it, but I did not notice the chairs turning at all.
That means you were not paying attention. So you kind of semi blacked out, but
yeah, I guess in my own way. Yeah.
Really, honestly, you did because you were looking right at the chairs. I tell you, you were, at least I thought you were.
Well, but again, it's like the one thing about the show that's so great, they do an incredible job of preparing you for TV, right? And so you're very aware of where all of your cameras are, and where you need to be and kind of what your stage presence needs to look like. Of course, they want you to be yourself, but they prepare you because being on TV is so specific. And so I was aware of the cameras and I was aware of the audience. And again, like, who wants to sing to the back of chairs?
I know. No, nobody.
That's true.
So, it was great. And so again, I literally, I'm singing this moment and I turn and I think Bublé and Niall had already turned around.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, oh, well, now we're just having a good time.
Yeah. You're safe. You're safe. You don't have to worry about anything.
Exactly.
Now, last question I'm going to kind of say is, did you have an issue of who you were going to pick? I think you said that you had somebody picked out and you changed everything.
I did. So coming into the process, I mean, I love jazz music, right? I'm a crooner. I sang "I'm Feeling Good" for what felt like 4 years of my life every weekend. And so coming into it, I had such a huge respect for Michael Bublé and what he does musically, and just keeping that style of music current and relevant. And so I was really thinking about him. And then on a cultural level, as an African-American man, Snoop Dogg is huge for us culturally.
Huge, yeah.
And so that's really where my attention was coming into the experience. Of course, Reba McEntire is a single mom who works 2 jobs and loves her kids and never stops. So, of course, Reba had my attention, and Niall as a songwriter and an artist and all the things has been a huge inspiration too. But that was for sure my goal coming into it. And as they kind of started talking to me and I was hearing their perspective, even to the name thing, Niall said my name right immediately with no.
Unlike me, yeah.
Come on, Michael, geez. No, it really is one of those things where I'm never bothered by it, right? I get it. It's spelled Revel and actually named after Maurice Revel, who was a French composer. But
it's the French.
But it's a French thing, and it's spelled Ravel. And so I'm never, offended when it happens. But at the same time, when someone does get it right, there's a level of intentionality that's communicated. That's hard to ignore. So you take that, and then you add on some of the incredible notes and the direction that he was giving.
Which he was.
It was awesome, and it's funny. People thought, "Oh, my wife must have been a huge Niall fan." When she came on stage, she literally said, "Okay, what are you thinking?" And I was like, "I think I'm gonna pick Niall." And she was like, "Well, that's not what we said."
Well, she said what you were said, but that you maybe didn't hear.
Oh,
they showed it. They showed it. She said Bublé.
Wow, that's funny.
She said, "I think he's going to pick Bublé." And then the next thing out of your mouth was Niall. And I was like, well, I guess things did change. And then I heard that she said
that was so great. I mean, even having her in that moment, she literally was just like, trust yourself. No matter what, you're going to want to do what you wanted to do. And so it was that quick. And I was like, got it. Let's go. And I'm so happy with the choice.
Well, I bet. I mean, it seemed like you were getting along great. And the last thing I'll let Marcia talk about that. Marcia, go ahead. I'm going to try to be nice to Marcia today.
Thank you, Revel. So Team Niall, and now it's famous now, the hoodie that he gives.
Yes, love my hoodie.
So where is your hoodie?
Oh, it's hanging up. I wear it all the time, especially now that it's a little cold.
That's funny because some people have said that they're going to display it. Some wear it. Some have worn it and then display it. So you're living it.
Oh man, well, because I mean, again, I'm such a hippie, and so putting it on takes me right back to that moment. And so if I'm writing songs or, you know, just even kind of having a hard day, doing this job is so hard is relative, you know, but you get so many no's. And so to be at this point in my career and have something that I can put on to remind myself, hey, you accomplished something huge, I'm so grateful for it.
You're in a very select club.
Man, and I'm happy to be there.
And when I was looking at even more of your background, you know, you sing, you arrange, you've been a choir director, dancer, choreographer, play piano, guitar, songwriting. I mean, about the only thing I didn't see was comedian, but
I'm working on it. I wish I was funny. Jesus.
So, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you about some of those additional aspects. And for instance, choir director. I grew up in the church, so you know, sang in the youth choir, sang in the senior choir. So tell me something about that experience.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, church raised me. My first album is called Church Boy for that reason. I'm a PK. My mom has been, you know, she's an incredible gospel artist. Shout out Darlene Day. My brother is an insane piano player. You know, works at a church in town called West Angeles, huge gospel church in town, and that's the church that I grew up in. And so I was always around this incredible music. I grew up doing choirs and stuff as well. Mm-hmm. And so when I turned, you know, 18, 19, and was kind of figuring out what I was going to do musically and how I was going to be able to express myself, I was really lucky to be, you know, in a leadership position musically at a lot of churches because of that skill set, because I'd grown up in it. And I didn't realize that like everyone wasn't picking up the same things that I was picking up. Everyone wasn't, you know, grabbing the harmonies or wasn't learning the signs. And so to be honest, when I started doing it, it wasn't like something that I pursued at all. I had a buddy, shout out Marquet Fairley. I started working at this church and just, you know, singing on the worship team and, you know, maybe leading a song here or there. And he was like, hey man, we're doing this Christmas program. We're singing Now Behold the Lamb. We have a killer soloist. Can you just come teach the parts to our choir? And so I was like, sure, I'll come teach parts, you know, whatever. I go in there, I teach all the harmonies. And so, you know, that's soprano, alto, tenor, getting the sounds right. And as the rehearsal ends, he goes, well, thanks. I wish we had a director for Sunday. I guess we'll be
They sucked you in.
And I was like, I mean, dude, yeah, I'll try it. Like, I don't know. And I directed choirs for 5 or 6 years after that. I loved it. There's something so beautiful about taking people together. Professional music is awesome. I love it. But when you have people that just love to sing and they just want to come together, and maybe everyone isn't a soloist, but that communal sound that can be created from people that are like-minded is so powerful. And so being able to be the person at the front that just gives permission to say, hey, be your best, it's one of the coolest jobs I've ever had.
So are you a very gesture-filled director? Do you gesture a lot? Or
I mean, so when I studied music very briefly in community college, I had a professor that would do this thing where, you know, we rehearse, we get it. And then right before we would have big performances, he would, you know, give us time, and then we would start, and then he would walk off. And then it was on the individual sections and section leaders to make sure that the sound was blending and that, you know, nobody was over singing and all that. And I loved that concept. And so, you know, sometimes there is that element, especially with, you know, less professional singers, where you need a little bit of a heavier hand. And so sometimes, like, as showy as it looks, sometimes people really need you to be like, no, tell me when to come in so I can do it, you know? But my thing was always, I wanted to equip my singers to not need me. Hey, I gave you the tools. You sound incredible. You're great. Now let's just be great musicians.
Well, you got to tell me, do you have a couple of choir songs that you particularly like that resonated with you, that you've directed?
So, I mean, as cliche as it is, there's a Whitney Houston arrangement of Joy to the World. Everybody sing joy, 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 joy to the world, sing joy for the Lord is come. And that was one of the first times that I kind of got to do the like joy, joy, like thing.
I love that too.
And it was just so fun. Like, because that's the thing, I think even in sacred music practices, it is emotional and important, and you have to have reverence for it. But at the same time, music is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to enjoy ourselves. And I think in those moments, not only do we give ourselves permission to have fun, but we give the audience permission to have fun.
Yeah.
So I would say that one, and then Total Praise. Richard Smallwood is a favorite for sure.
Excellent. And to move into another aspect of your performance, on one of your videos where you do a Beatles medley with two of your friends, I love that.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so cool that you watched it.
Because you go from black and white to color, and it's odd. I haven't heard too many people do a Beatles medley. And how did that come about? That
First of all, Marcia, we're gonna be friends. There's nothing better than doing an interview when people do their research. That's so cool. Thank you so much. No, I'm a music nerd. Truly, I love music so much, and so my introduction to the Beatles, honestly, was they have a song called "Something," and Music Soul Child did a cover of it. And so when I was, in middle school, neo soul was huge, and I heard this song, and I was like, "This is so great!" And so I thought it was his song. And so as I'm going around and singing, and people are like, "That's not what are you talking about? It's a Beatles song," And so that's kind of was my gateway into the Beatles. And I was just like fascinated with the songwriting, to have guys like two guys like Paul McCartney and John Lennon in the same group. They're both so individually talented. So they were huge sources of inspiration for me as an artist, as a songwriter. And to your point, there aren't a lot of versions of it. And so that whole concept was me. I'm a huge high concept guy. Jamal Moore and David Manuel, aka Teddy Obot, were the guys in that video with me. They're both two of my very, very good friends. And I was just like, man, I've never been huge on doing covers just for cover's sake. If I'm going to do something, I want to say something. I want to be creative, and I want it to be a little different, and I want it to feel like me. And so when I had the idea, I hit him up and I was like, "Hey guys, I just made it very, very bare bones." I was like, "These are the songs. These are all the parts. This is what I'm thinking." Shout out to being a choir director. I could hear the parts, And so I was like, "This is the arrangement." And they were both super down for it. And it's one of my favorite things I've ever made.
Oh yeah, the harmony and the where you took it was just beautiful. So thank you, and thank your friends. Tell them I said
I definitely will. You're gonna appreciate the shout out for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, and Justin just threw something in the chat room that is relevant to what you were just saying. I was going to interrupt Marcia anyway, but then she gave it back to me. Justin Field says, "I feel like nobody will ever touch the Beatles in terms of cultural impact." Oh, I agree with that.
They cross so many borders, and I think that's what's funny. People don't know that they're even though they're from the UK, right? And they have all this thing, they were so inclusive. They were so diverse. They worked with, of course I'm blanking on his name, Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
And they worked with all these people, and they were just like the way my generation is now. They were on buses together, playing for each other. And so we'll never fully grasp how big that moment was in time.
I mean, but they were worldwide, and I really believe it was one of the first, well, at least I can remember, that just kind of was worldwide.
Yeah.
And they had fans all over the place.
Yeah, all different kinds of fans. It was
all different kinds of fans. And I mean, I'm sorry, but I am so old. I remember when they were on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Wait, that's actually so cool.
I mean, I saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show, and this before I knew who they were, and I just went, everyone's going crazy. What is going on? And then I heard more of their music, I mean, I was very young, but it was something.
Yeah.
It was something.
I mean, I can't imagine turning on the TV and it's just the Beatles on like Good Morning America or something like that's crazy.
I mean, that's what it would be like now.
Yeah, that's
mean,
wild.
Oh, I have a cool thing.
Go ahead, Marsha.
Just
No,
came
go
in my
ahead.
head about the Beatles. They play. Paul McCartney played at the halftime show in the Super Bowl in 2005 here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I got a chance to be in the halftime show as one of the fans on the field singing. You know his. So it just came to me.
So cool.
So
you get around, Marsha. I learn something new every podcast.
Marsha's the one. I'm trying to tell you.
So that was cool. Okay, back to you, Michael.
No. I'll go to you. You're on a roll. So I was going to interrupt you for the one Justin question, but you know that's
Michael. We love you too. You're killing it, brother.
Well, and your choreography, your video Poison, where
so cool.
Where you got your circle around you, and one of the reasons why I like that so much is because the dance moves. At first, I thought maybe you choreographed it, but there was another choreographer.
I have a choreographer on that. Yeah.
And it's sort of where people viewing it can say, you know, I can get into that. I can kind of join in and do those moves.
So the guy who choreographed it, his name is Richard Wayne. Oh my God, such a cool guy. He's the Asian guy in the video.
Yes.
And I've been so lucky in my career to just come across the right people at the right time. I've always been of the mindset of it doesn't matter how big your audience is. It doesn't matter, you know, millions of views, 2 views, whatever. Always show up, always be your best. And sometimes you don't have the budget for that.
Yeah.
And so literally I met that guy taking the dance class with my other friend, Ashley Dennis, who's in the video as well. And she was like, yeah, come, you know, whatever. And we met and I was like, dude, you're so great. Like the way he moves is just so artistic, you know, like I love dancing and I think I'm a pretty good dancer, but when you see someone who just gets it on another level, I was like, oh man, to work with you would be a dream. And so we've now done 3 music videos together. And he's so great. He choreographed it. And that one was really hard too, because it was a one shot. The whole video is one shot. And so literally, you know, it starts, I'm singing and it's Richard and my buddy Luciano, and they're just freestyling and dancing. And so we had to literally kind of move around this room as one body, you know, and people are coming in and out of shots. And it was just so cool. And I'm so proud of that one too, because again, it's moments like this where you get to go, oh my God, that's right. I did something that was really cool.
Right.
I love that song.
You did it. You're together. Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work for sure. It was, Richard's great. My choreography, honestly, so I was a dance teacher, you know, in another lifetime. Around the time when I was choir directing, you're always trying to find ways to pay bills. And I danced a little bit, you know, I did musical theater and had the chance to dance, you know, in some shows and all that, but it wasn't anything that was too crazy. But while I was doing Into the Woods as the wolf, I was in the back kind of just, you know, working on something for something. And the kids were like, oh, you know, teach us. And it was at Dance Maker Studios in West Covina. We're in California. And as I'm doing it, the kids were like, we don't have a hip hop teacher here. Would you be our hip hop teacher? And so for like 2 years.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
And so for 2 years, I taught dance. That I'm telling you, I'm so lucky, blessed. Like I find myself in these places and I try not to be afraid to say yes. Because you never know what can come from a yes. And no is never that far. So why not try it? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. And we have to talk about, I know we're getting close, but some of your current music, your albums, where you're going, what you're doing.
No, so I mean, yeah, songwriting has been my most recent love story for sure. I've had a love affair with songwriting for most of my life, but it's kind of hard to really ground that in something that's real and something that pays bills. And so for a long time, I was like, let's just write these songs and hope.
You keep saying that 4-letter word. or 5-letter words when they're plural.
Right, truly. And so my first album, Church Boy, really kind of put me on the map musically, and it opened up so many opportunities. I've had music placed on Grey's Anatomy. I've had music placed on American Ninja Warrior, Big Brother.
Wow.
My songs have, on Love is Blind is like what I believe the show's called. And that's just so cool, And so recently I just dropped a 2-sided single called Bad Habits. The first song is a song called Red. It's a little explicit, so come in with your Holy Ghost ears. And another song called Au Fait, which features Tamara Jade, who was also a contestant on The Voice a few seasons ago. I'm excited. It's all singles that are going to ramp up for an album I'm releasing next year. I will always release music. If you follow me online, please do follow me online. That's my thing. It's just like I write a lot. There are so many songs that people will probably never hear. But I love to make music, and I'm so honored that people can find themselves in the stories that I tell and the songs that I write. So yeah, I have a lot of music coming out for sure.
All right. And did I mistaken? Are you a Star Wars guy? Gonna poke him?
This is the second one in a week, Marsha.
Marsha! I'm telling you, you're killing it. No, I'm a massive nerd. Like, it is not even cute. It's just like I got bullied for it. Like, I'm a nerd for sure. A huge Star Wars fan, and yeah, I'm a huge Pokemon fan too. The Voice actually, I had an artist do a little mock-up before the battles of me with my Pokemon team, and they kind of drew us, which was super cool. And I posted it on my socials, and then The Voice reposted it, which is great. How many times have you seen NBC post Pokemon on their page? That's
yeah,
man. But yeah, huge nerd. Very happy on the light side of the Force over here, but it's great.
All right. Okay, Michael.
Well, yeah, and we have to wind down, but is there anything that we didn't touch on that you wanted to say, can you think, or did Marsha cover it all?
I'm about to say, between the two of you, you guys kicked some butt. What I will say is, one, just thank you for the time. I really appreciate, like I said earlier, these interviews can be so weird, and this was such a great way to start my day, hopefully to continue yours. And then two, yes, stay tuned. My big dream and goal with the show was to travel more. I've never toured my music. I have millions of streams on songs, and by a lot of metrics, I've been successful. But a lot of that success came, my most successful album happened right when COVID happened.
Of course it did. Yes.
You know what I mean? Or
yes, I do know. Yes.
Or a year like this, where thank God I'm back in my home now, but as I'm on the show, I'm displaced from my house because of the Altadena fire.
Because of the fire.
And so
did you just before we go, did you rebuild in the same place, or did you go somewhere else?
We're still here. Luckily, the house didn't burn down. There was just damage. And so we were able to kind of
fix it.
Yeah. And so it's livable now, which is great. And so now that things are good, the show happened. My goal for next year is to just hit the road. I want to travel to some states, and specifically for my music, not for, to support other artists or for corporate things. I want to go and tell my story and sing my songs and connect with people that I think would really enjoy it. So stay tuned wherever you are.
Cool.
And you have to come back. And
you have to come back. I agree.
You're sucking it out.
Yeah. But, we're up to the mark that we have to say bye-bye.
Yes.
But I just want to say thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so
It was fun. It was hilarious.
I had a blast.
And it's nice meeting another Star Wars fan.
Come
on.
We'll talk,
as soon as we go off air, we're going to talk about something about that too.
Okay.
So everyone, thank you for coming. NDB Media Network. This is Talented Universe saying goodbye for today. Next week, we have vertical drama actors. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.